Now, here's a really good short story all about a guy, yet another guy, who's all set to be married. And right before the marriage, his fiancée brings up the idea of a, wait for it, open relationship or open marriage. And this guy handles it like a boss. There's no discussion, no debating. He just ends it with her on the spot and walks out. And of course, he's being made out to be the bad guy by her, her friends, his family, her family. It's a giant mess. But this guy, he is done with her. And what I like about this is this guy has a zero tolerance policy. And you have to have that when it comes to these types of things, guys. Otherwise, this type of BS will keep happening. Because she brings up the open relationship marriage. A, she doesn't love you, particularly if you're about to get married. And she wants the best of both worlds. Have you provide for her and put a ring on her finger, and she can go hook up with all different types of dudes. What a great deal for her. And you need to cut that off immediately because she doesn't love you. And I might add, she's probably already hooking up with somebody else or has someone else in mind. Title: I, a 27-year-old male, broke up with my fiancée, a 27-year-old female, after she asked for an open marriage. How do I get her and our families to leave me alone? It says, I'm 27 and I've been with my fiancée for 5 years. We have many things in common and I really loved her. I proposed to her 10 months ago. Okay, so he's been with her for like 4+ years, and then he popped the question. So he's got some time in with her. Fair enough. He's in his late 20s, time to get out of college or whatever type of skill he's learned, to save some money, start his career. So, okay. I wouldn't do it at all, but okay. And this happens. She accepted. Our families were excited for us. They've been a real help with the planning and the financial input. I'm not much of a planner, but even I got caught up with the preparations. But then the conversation, as the title states, took place that made me break up with my fiancé and has caused an uproar in both our families and mutual friends. Of course it has, because they all want a wedding, and your parents and her parents want grandkids and all that, and you're the bad guy, not her. We were having dinner one night, and I asked her if her uncle has gotten back to us about officiating our wedding. She just looked at me with this weird look on her face, and then asked, what did I think about open marriage? You're months away from a wedding. You're preparing the wedding for the two of you to be together forever and have a family. And she's asking about the ability to go F other dudes. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0, guys. I was surprised. I'd be more like shocked and appalled. Call me old school on this mindset, but I believe when you're going to marry a person, you're committing to that person for a life. And that nobody else is in that marriage, but you and that person. I told her exactly this, and she said we were still young, and she loves me and wants to marry me, and eventually have children, but she hasn't had much experience before our relationship. That's a good thing. That's a badge of honor that you weren't riding the carousel. But in the era of the distorted idea of empowerment, you have more gals running around that have more dudes, more notches on their belt than probably a PORN star of the 1970s. I asked her, what is wrong with that? But she spoke right over me. Oh, now she's talking over him. As you can see through her actions, she has no respect for this guy. And so she just wondered if it would be if I would consider an open marriage. And I said no. I just told you how I felt about it, and I got up to leave, and she said, you haven't even given it a chance. You might change your mind. No, sweetheart, I know myself very well, and I know darn well that I'm not going to change my mind about being married to you, and you run off and sucking this guy's you-know-what, and effing this guy in the car, and no. That's not happening here. I just looked at her, and everything I felt about her had just died in that very moment. I told her if that's what she wants, then she's more than welcome to go do that with someone else, because me and her were over. Awesome, brother. Good for you for standing up for yourself. And the sad thing is, this guy's invested like 5 years of his life with this broad. He really thought that she was someone that he could marry. And this goes to show you guys why I tell you all the time, you need to spend years getting to know someone. And even then, right here, you find out you don't really know them. I'm convinced that this gal, clearly she thought that she had this guy, had it made. That this guy is so into her that she could ask for this, and then he'd go along with it. Wrong. She tried to backtrack and say it was just a suggestion, and she didn't actually mean it. But I didn't want to hear it. she 100% meant it. Now she's realizing, uh-oh, this guy might actually leave me, and now I'm going to have to start over again. So now she's backpedaling. I went into our spare bedroom and locked the door. She tried opening the door and crying, saying she was so sorry, and she didn't mean it. Number one, she's not sorry. Number two, she 100% meant it. And number three, of course, the waterworks were turned on like sprinklers because they can do that. I just cried. She eventually stopped knocking, and I eventually fell asleep. More like you probably passed out. Next morning, I went to work and told a friend what happened and asked if I could stay with him. He agreed, so that same day I moved out. That's great, bro. No mercy. Cobra Kai all the way. No mercy. John Kreese is smiling. She was at work when I moved out, and she eventually came home and found my stuff was gone, and she blew up my phone. I answered the call, and she was crying and saying, "What was I doing?" What do you mean, what was I doing? I told you we're done. I told you to go out and F all the people you want to. There could be a whole line down the street of guys' sausages you want to suck because I don't care anymore. I'm out of here. We're done. I told her that last night I was serious when we were done. Her responses went from pleading with me to anger when I didn't react. I just hung up her and blocked her number. It's been a week and she hasn't given up trying to contact me and changed my mind and even got our families involved. I'm going to guess this guy didn't get to the families and friends first, and now she can control the narrative, which is a giant mistake. They're saying that she hadn't cheated on me and it was normal for They're saying she hadn't cheated on me and it was normal for a couple to explore different options in their relationships, and I took it the wrong way. Is her family saying this, or the mutual friends that are in the same age range in the 20s, Gen Z-tards saying this? I'm guessing this is the majority of the friends. I told them to leave me alone, but they keep coming at me. I don't know what to do. Well, number one, with regards to the so-called friends, I'm going to stick to friends first instead of family. Friends first, or so-called friends. I'll tell every single one of them, no, this is not how things go, and I don't see any of you guys being married or having experience in this department, so mind your own effing business. This is between she and I. We're grown-ass adults. Mind your own business, and either you're going to respect that it's our business, or I'm having nothing to do with you. And also the fact that if you think this is how things are, F off. With regards to family, if her family and his family are giving him a hard time, I go to his family first and get mom and dad and grandma and the sisters and everybody else that matters along and explain exactly what went down. And if they have a hard time understanding because they're so biased that they want a wedding and so biased that they want grandchildren, you make it clear. We're grown-ass adults. This is how things are. It's over. And this is usually how things work. She's probably already cheating with somebody else. I will not be married to someone or marry someone that in the heartbeat before you're married wants to talk about having relations to other guys. I don't care if other people think it's a good idea. This isn't for me, period. And it's over. I no longer love her. End of story. You really want my children, your grandkids with a mother who's doing this type of thing? And she will. And if your family doesn't go for it, then you can say, family, either you may not like how this turned out, but either you're going to support me or our relationship ends right now. You don't make your decision next week or tomorrow. You make your choice right now. And this guy's got to mean it. And he pretty much says the same thing to her family, although he's never going to see them again, so who gives a shit? And she's going to beg and plead and all that, and that's that. And if it means you have to cut everybody out of your life, so be it. Better than being with her and letting people talk down to you like that. That's what you got to do. In life, you got to stand up for yourself, guys, and sometimes that means in other people's views and opinions that you're a big, giant, mother effing asshole, but you have to be to take care of yourself. Because otherwise, you're going to be taken advantage of, walked all over, and that's that. So good for this guy. I wish him the best. I will keep an eye out for updates on the story. And if you guys see updates on the story before I do, let me know. But, bro, I salute you. You may never see this video, but you did the right thing. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.